Okay, so hi everybody. I'm Leslie. I'm the Grand Poobah, the director of All What Happens with This Creative Writing program, kind of. But this is Ashley. She's one of our students from last year who participated, and Ashley's coming back again this summer. And actually, um, I interviewed another student, Zoe, and she hadn't, that was her first experience dealing with me in a program with me. And but Ashley, you had done some stuff in the school year before, where you come to a couple of our programs and things like that, like during the school year. So I knew you knew me a little bit, but you hadn't done a summer program like that either. You hadn't done a full 2 week program before. So just to help people kind of know what the program was about, and to hear from an actual student like what it was like. So I'm just going to ask you some questions about that. You just give all the right answers.
All
I'm just
right.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Um, so, first question is, why were you willing to take a chance on the home program format? Because I know for a lot of people that's a really different idea to just, be doing a camp experience at somebody's house. So,
Yeah.
why were you willing to be like, yeah, I want to try it?
Well, I mean, home setting is different than a building setting
Yeah.
because a home setting is you can be more open and express yourself more with other people around and be comfortable than having to be in tables sitting in tables and you can interact and be open and express yourself more
Yeah.
and be willing to say how you feel rather than being scared and wanting not knowing if you want to raise your hand or not. So it has a more comfortable, vibrant atmosphere
Cool.
than a building.
Yeah, because there wasn't any real hand. People just spoke when they felt like it, and it wasn't. What I liked about it was I love the big programs that I've done before, but what I like about this program is that it's so fluid to where people can just kind of do what they want to do as long as it's
Mm-hmm.
all making sense within the realm of bigger goal, which is to have your projects done. Whatever project you set out to do at the beginning of the 2 weeks. So I like that it was just real chill. And yeah, so what did you think on day one of the kid? What did you think on day one, like of the kids? Like, um, did you feel welcome? Did it feel easy to get to know people? What was it like for you?
It was a little awkward at
Uh
first,
huh.
but then I got to know them and we started talking and we got to know each other. Then I felt comfortable and
Mm-hmm.
relaxed. And I was like, this is pretty chill. So
Good.
I was like, I like it. It was awkward, but then it got better.
Good.
So
Good. Was it strange being in somebody's house for a program like this at first?
no, because I had a reading lessons when I was younger
Mm-hmm.
at a lady's house. So I
Mm-hmm.
was used to I was it was say it it was easier for me
Okay.
because I had done it before with the reading and being at someone's house
Uh huh.
when I was younger, taking reading lessons, tutoring for reading and everything. So it was
Got it.
similar to that. So I was more eager to do it.
Okay, and so, and how was it? Because you had worked with her by yourself, right? So how was it working with or having other, like 5 or 6 other students, and then the 2 interns and me? Like, how was that like working with all of us working together like we did?
I liked it because it didn't like it wasn't just writing. It was also having criticism, good criticism from other people, and
Mm-hmm.
also good sportsmanship. Being helpful to one another and giving
Yeah.
each other advice,
Yeah.
and helping us with the ideas. If we're stuck, we can go to someone else and ask them for help,
Yeah.
and they can come to me and ask them for help.
Yeah.
So it was a good experience, to be able to go to someone and be like, hey, I'm stuck. Can you help me? And they're like, yeah, sure, I would love to. And, you know, for them to come to me like, hey, I'm stuck. I'm like, okay, I'll help you. So it was good having to work with other people.
Good. And so, can you share the kinds of activities that we would do? Like, how would a typical day run when you come in? Like, can you just walk people through what a typical day would be like? Or, and I know no day was ever exact. It was never like we do this every single day at this exact same time, but just an idea of kind of stuff we would do.
A typical day for us would be walking in, you know, getting comfortable, getting our laptops out, and then, you know, cause like Miss Leslie would give us some little assignments where, you know, where we like work on our work at home, and then we come back, and then we criticize each other in a good way, and we send each other our documents, and we go over them, and we tell them what's good, what's bad. We work on grammar, we work on punctuation, we work on everything, and we give each other, you know, and then we revise it for one another, where we read it ourselves, and then we come together as a group and we read that person's work. And then we'll have a lesson afterwards, you know, where one day we may watch comedy to see different personalities achieve the same outcome. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we will work on ourselves independently, and we can spread across the house, mm-hmm. you know, in the office, on the beanbag, on the sofa, in the bathtub. And you know, it works. Okay. So that's a typical day for us.
Yeah. And so a couple of things you mentioned, you said like laptops. So I think everybody did just happen to have laptops, which I wasn't sure how that would work. So if people can bring laptops, it definitely does help. I think maybe one day somebody didn't have theirs, so I was just like, use mine. It was fine. And so we all made it work. So laptops certainly aren't a prerequisite for coming, but it does help if you can, you know, use one. And then we talked about punctuation. Now we didn't do any lessons or we didn't do like big lessons on punctuation. That was kind of more individual if it was, you know, interfering with somebody's work. But the emphasis, we always wanted it to be on, you know, the actual writing itself, not. But if it was like a big page and there was just no punctuation, it's like, y'all gotta do something about this. So let's just put some periods in here for you, and then, you know, then we can move from there. So yeah. What did you think of the field trips?
The field trips were fun. I kind of wish we did the pottery class, but we couldn't because the place was closed. But I like the art museum the best, because there was actually a picture based on the book that I was working on that summed up everything. And I liked seeing the Coca-Cola bottles, and then seeing the children, and then seeing, you know, the children museum about the author, and then also seeing all the other pictures of, you know, Tina Turner and other celebrities, and getting a chance to see different cultures in just one big museum.
And I want to come back to one thing you said too before I forget. Actually, I was going to ask about what did you think of the lessons that I introduced? You know, because, you know, sometimes we'd have workshops, and sometimes you'd have free time, but sometimes I would do a workshop and say, okay, we're going to, like you mentioned, the comedy thing, where I wanted you to see how people tell stories, how you have to be a really good storyteller to be a good comedian, you know? So we do lessons like that. We did the lesson where we watched, you know, the movie to look at, you know, a specific storytelling device, that kind of thing. So what did you think of the kinds of workshops that I did? And then I know that Rose, remember the intern, the poetry person, she did some poetry lessons. So what did you think of the workshops that we did?
I loved them. They were different. They weren't like regular workshops where you have like a PowerPoint and you don't really get it. But with the workshop, you know, you have the lesson, and then you also have like a visual of what you mean by that lesson, instead of just giving us notes. you also gave us detail with the comedy shows, and then with the movie, and then also having us to do it personally, and then coming doing the workshop individually, and then coming back together to help us critique the lesson, so we can actually understand it in a more vivid, more not broad way, but in a vivid,
clear
in
way, yeah.
in a specific way than a broad way.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. What did you think of the group critique? Like when you all would critique each other's work, and I would participate as well. But what did you think of the group critique? How that went? Like how do you feel it impacted your work?
It impacted it a lot because it also realized that I also needed work with my work, and it gave me a chance to go over it and to see it from a different perspective than just being my work, but just being someone's work. And getting I'm always good at getting good criticism. So having them give criticism, and having them enhance my work was amazing, because overall it helped my story grow in a good way. Having them say, hey, instead of using this word, you can use this word to give it a punch or a pow moment, where there's emotion, and you like bring emotions out, and it's like, wow, you guys are good. So it's like, you help me help with my work grow.
Good. And we would also give critique and feedback about like big picture stuff. Like, because I remember with you, we were like, okay, you need to do an outline. You know what I mean? Like, you need to know where you're going. Think about what you're doing, and you put a lot of work into doing that outline at home on your own, and it really, really helped us be able to help you, because then you knew where the story was going too. So yeah, that was really good. And what did you think of the one-on-one critiques with me? And I know I'd have the interns with me, but with the, I guess, the more authorities in the house, whatever. Like, what did you think of the one-on-one critiques?
Well, I liked it because I was working with a professional author. You've published books before, so I liked having that published author, where there's someone that understands and gets the whole work, and can help me in a good way with getting my work, because I've had like the team, like the group criticism, and now to have that chance with you, it's awesome, because I love the criticism that you gave, having, because there was a lot of holes in my story, and having you fill those holes and make it all come together as like one big amazing thing. It was great, because there was questions that you asked me that I haven't ever thought of, to make it work, and to make it flow, and to make it and make it, what's the word I'm trying to think. Yeah, to all put it together, to make it all put it together, basically, to make it work. So
cool. Cool. And what did you think of the other students in terms of their writing ability and in terms of personality and that kind of thing? What did you think of the other students?
I loved it, because there were so many different types of writing. You had one person doing a novel, you had one person that was really into poetry, you had other people into poetry, you had other people into short stories, and it was just so many different personalities, but in a sense we all had something in common, which was writing, so we could all help each other. Even doesn't matter what genre or what type of writing it was, we could all help each other in a good way. And personality wise, we were all the same, because we were all here, to help each other and to grow with our writing.
Yeah, it wasn't really clicky, and I don't know. I don't ever try to make people get together, but I'm glad that that's never really happened in any of the programs that we've done. I think we just tend to attract students who are just nice kids, or I don't know. That just doesn't really happen. So, did you feel welcome? And like, did you feel comfortable with the other students and friendly and all that stuff?
I did. I did feel comfortable. It was a good environment. Good aurora, and everyone was welcoming and everyone was nice, and we all got to know each other. We even talked to each other even after the program. So that was good, and then overall it was just awesome.
Cool. So what makes you want to come back this summer?
What makes me want to come back is getting to preparing myself to be an author, because I know that with the people that I'm, working with, and with you, I can progress and prepare myself, to become an author, to get stuff published so people know my name and to get myself out there. Because, people, that are like in publishing companies.
Well, kind of.
And that,
We'll talk about that in a second.
That will accept my work, that will get me out there in in the author world, to help me prepare myself for when I'm older I can publish my work. And I know that with you and with the other students I got on the right track, and I did it well, and I know I did my best, and I put emotion into it like you guys talked about. I know I did it with a story tell, where the person felt like they was actually there with with the main characters on the adventure, so that's why I'm coming back.
Cool. And I am a published author. I published my novel myself because that's what I wanted to do, and I'm working on a second one now. Um, I I know other writers who are published in the traditional way. I don't know if I know any. I might know an agent from some kind of way, but I don't really have that many. I don't know if I have a lot of like writing connections per se.
Yeah.
But actually, I mean, I've had people come in to speak to you all about it, or speak to kids over the years about it. So maybe I do, but I don't know how influential I could be that way. But I just want to make sure that you can turn in the strongest story possible. You know what I mean? That's how I feel like I can be um, as useful to you as possible, as if you're turning in a great story. So thank you so much.
You're
Ashley,
welcome.
and I look forward to seeing you in a few short months.
Yep.
All right. Take care.
You too.
Bye. Tell your mom I said bye.
Bye.
All right.